the only people who are involved in this is mom and dad. Period. They're the only people court orders are going to deal with. They're the only people that are going to be involved as far as having rights to make decisions and things like that. And that's one of the reasons why it can be very hard blending families together, because the new step parent on the other side may feel like they get a say. In all reality, they do not. They just don't. And oftentimes, that's when we see the biggest number of modifications, when a new spouse is involved or a new baby is born. And somebody decides that they're going to make so-and-so the great parent that they're supposed to be. And it just knocks everything out of kilter. That is 99% of the reason we see modifications.
A lot of times it's new stepmoms.
Yeah.
Come in and, well, they are now going to be mom and they're going to take over. And very recently, in both of our cases, we've had stepmoms remove mom from the school records and put stepmom as mom. And it is a whole thing to get that switched back around. And that's stepping over the line. I mean, you can be a wonderful and helpful step parent and a perfect additional bonus parent to that child rather than an enemy to the other parent. And so, I mean, it can work and it can be a very positive experience for a child. I mean, your child is a perfect example.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was divorced when my kiddo was 6. Got married to my current husband when he was 10, 11. He's now in his 20s. And he is thrilled about the fact that he has stepdad that he has a good, strong relationship with, and dad that he has a wonderful, strong relationship with. And the fact that all 3 of them can be in the same place at the same time. And there's no jealousy and there's no anything. But my husband recognized when he came into the relationship that though he's stepdad, and he can have a say in the fact that he can voice an opinion. At the end of the day, myself and my ex-husband were the decision makers in regards to our kiddo. Now, again, I was blessed. My ex-husband was interested in my husband's opinion, and so it was taken into consideration. But there were many times with my son growing up where we made a decision that was not necessarily what my husband agreed with, but he also understood that it wasn't his place to decide. And give an opinion doesn't necessarily get a vote. So I think that's something that before you move into that new relationship, before you say I do, you should probably have a very serious conversation about how this is going to work. Because everything's always lovely and fun during the engagement period and when everything's all new. But when they start turning into teenagers and hard decisions have to be made and punishments have to be decided and control has to be dealt with, you really need to have had that conversation a little earlier on instead of right then for the first time in front of the kiddos, because it's hard raising children in the best of circumstances. And if you have somebody trying to thwart the process because they think they know better, but they're not a parent, it's going to be really, really hard.